Fake is squeezing out some of the last Akali games I think he'll play for a while now. There's a new patch dropping on Wednesday, and there's drastic changes planned for Akali. I'll talk about them later on in the video, about what they're doing to the Champions kit, and why I think this is probably going to be the last Akali games we see from some of these top tier players for a very long time. Jumping onto the Rift now, the matchup today, it's FAKER's Akali up against a Viego in the mid lane. A pretty aggressive matchup, very short range. The rune page we're going is Conqueror, it's in the bottom left. And we're running Ignite and Teleport as he gets a deep ward out to try and track the enemy's pathing. Getting spam pinged here. He hasn't leveled up an ability. He just leveled up Q. He doesn't have Flash, so I thought you'd just... So I talk about this a lot. Don't level your abilities until you need them. So like, don't just come out of base at level 1 starting your Q. But he had an opportunity there to go E and he could have just went over the wall. Maybe a slight mistake by FAKER, and that ward is pretty greedy. So even from the get-go here, like, I think that's an unnecessary risk you needed to take. Usually into a Viego matchup, Viego has no wave clear in the early game. So you could have just hard shoved first 2 waves, got the ward over onto the Wraiths anyway. So overall, I'd say a pretty bad start from FAKER. Small mistakes, a little bit greedy. It's going to lead to Viego getting slight XP advantage, slight gold advantage from the assist. And the Lee Sin won't be happy with Gwen getting first blood for free. You can see FAKER, I mean, look, the matchup is still very favorable for the Akali. The entire game, I don't see Viego really coming into it. Akali has outplay potential. He has Conqueror. He'll go for that Riftmaker setup with Demonic Embrace and just look for those extended duels. As you see, he gets the first level 2. See, now is the time that you should go onto the enemy Wraiths and get the ward out. And he didn't, like, yeah, just a bad, I guess, early plan and strategy from FAKER. He hits. Level 2, gets that W out, just going to keep spamming with the Q. Akali, all you're really looking for is that level 9 spike. Everyone talks about level 9 Akali, where the champion really starts taking over the game, has beautiful wave clear. And the Kindred just going to go topside scuttle. Has mid lane priority, so he can do whatever the hell he wants. He knows those Wraiths are up. FAKER E lands. He has Ignite. Just the easiest solo kill you've ever seen. Absolutely beautiful. Enemy Viego just gifting him a kill, really. And now FAKER is going to get a pretty big lead off of this. He doesn't have teleport, remember, so Viego has slight advantage, and you do not want the Viego to pull the wave here. So FAKER stops the pull. He's not going to be able to freeze it. FAKER will hard reset and go back into the lane. If Viego had half a brain to try and stop the base. Viego's playing very strange. So now he'll try and hard shove it. FAKER will rush back in with the blasting wand and start setting up. See if Viego can get it in time. So the changes to Akali they're making on Wednesday on the new patch, guys, is they're making 2 changes. So number 1, they're reducing the damage on her ultimate, okay? So they're taking the minimum damage lower and the max damage lower as well on the Akali R at all levels. So overall, I'd say this is a fair change. Akali's burst at the moment is pretty ridiculous. I maybe would have taken a little bit of damage off E or increased cooldown. But what they've actually ended up doing is they've changed combo mechanics, okay? So now you're not gonna be able to throw your Q when you're Eing. You can't like EQ. It makes Akali so smooth with these type of combos, and it's one of my least favorite things that Riot Games ever does is make champions feel more clunky. Traditionally, they did it with my Talia when they changed the Q from AoE to single target. They've done it with numerous other champions. ZR, I remember when they made the cooldown, like you can't snap back instantly. Silas, when they removed how you can throw your Q during your E. Aurelion Soul W, way more clunky. I just think that the quality of life and the smoothness of champions is very important. And I'd rather any type of nerfs other than that, because it just makes their kit a lot less smooth, a lot less fluid. And I think it's unhealthy for the game. So with this change onto Akali, I think her win rate will go down, of course. She's actually, I think, the 2nd lowest win rate. She's like 46% win rate at the moment in solo queue overall. Like, she performs very bad in solo queue, guys, and with these changes she'll perform even worse. And on top, like, she's actually only excelling in pro play and only in certain leagues at the moment. The champion's very hard to play against and it's very strong. Oh, did that E landed? Does he take it? The R E, but nothing followed up. I think the E didn't hit. The R2 gonna move through. Viego burns flash. That E lands, baby. Should be a solo. Hey! Come on, live, 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 live! He lives. Another solo kill onto the Viego, abusing the short range matchup. And Viego, no flash. Whenever you get a flash, time it. It is so valuable. It's one of the biggest instant improvements that you can make in your game from watching these VODs or doing anything in general. It's just if the enemy flashes, 5 minutes. If they flash at 5 minutes, type into your chat, Viego, no flash until 10 minutes. And then give a reminder in 2.5 minutes, because it was gonna, number one, it's gonna allow your teammates to know where there's no flashes, where there's no mobility. And maybe also it's gonna help your jungler. It's gonna like, it's in the back, it's unconsciously in the back of the mind, hey, mid's no flash, maybe I should go around and gank it and abuse it. And without this, a lot of the players just forget. Like, let's be honest. In silver or gold or whatever, they just don't know. Someone flashes like a minute ago and they've already forgotten. There's too many things going on, they can't take it in. So just you conveying what's happening and who doesn't have flash on the map or summoner spells, super important. And it's not hard to do, is it? It's just basic maths and a little bit of memory. Tiny, I guess, +5 and you just gotta remember it. Like, it's not hard, but anyways. Some people are lazy. Some people... That could increase your win rate by like 1 or 2% from 100 games. It's 1 or 2 extra games won. I'm not kidding. Like, you got to take this tiny little percentage wins, guys. And over time, over a season, they will add up. It's the small things adding up to the end of the season. Nothing happens overnight. You're not going to go just win 20 games in a row because you've timing summoner spells. But those 1 or 2 extra games that you do, it could end up really becoming some momentum for you. I know I've just had a little bit of rant about it, but I think it's important. As we get 70 CS at 7 minutes, great roam to the top side. We'll hard shove this in. We don't need to force a swap back either. If the Lee Sin's fine to the Viego, maybe Akali stays because Gwen's 2-zip. The Lee might struggle, but Faker, he's very far ahead. As we're probably going to get... I don't think, yeah, we're going to get Sorks. Go and look for that pen. I wonder if he's opting. I wonder if he's just going to go straight up for the Rocket Belt this game. Because the enemy team are super squishy. If he has enough damage and pen, he might just be able to completely one-shot the enemy. And I don't look up item builds or strategies or whatnot before the game, guys, really. I just have like a brief overview just to make sure it's not a shit quality game, and that's it. As we see the Gwen looking for the all-in. We pop the Ignite to deny the healing for Gwen. And Faker gets the R2. Ooh, he doesn't have flash. And there we go, EQ, baby. Not going to be able to do that next patch. Going to be a little bit less smooth, a little bit more clunky. And we get the 1v1 onto the Gwen. We get the shutdown. Dude, we are going Rocket Belt. We're looking for pure damage, pure burst. And that's interesting because Faker usually, I mean, I feel like he goes Riftmaker more than Rocket. But into this game, he's looking to assassinate some people, absolutely knocking them off of the map. Level 9, here we go. So at this point in the game, it's where you just put it into 6th gear, you know? You've been cruising 4th gear, 5th gear, and then if your car has it, which Faker is a Ferrari, he goes into the 6th gear, and you really need to start putting the pressure onto the map. Start pressuring people, start putting them into bad scenarios where they have to find an opportunity to either duel you or just sack a bunch of gold and experience. And Faker on this ultimate, probably... He's just going to get 1v1. Yeah, exactly. You can hear his car from here. And we are in a disgustingly strong point. And it almost pains me to think that we're not going to see as much Akali anymore. It's such a bad spot for Riot to have a champion where it's broken in pro play and they have to nerf it. Yet it's pretty shit in solo queue. And then they're nerfing a champion that's already shit in solo queue. So for like 99.99% of the player base, like Akali's in a bad spot. But just for that 0.0001 pro players, it's in too strong of a spot because they just know exactly how to play these champions, push it to the limit. That spear looked like a hit. We hit the R. And we get the Akali, but at what cost? I think we're going to give the bounty over to the Nidalee. Yep. And do you see how he combos? You are And when you're on them, you press E, guys, okay? You don't want to be Ring, waiting around, then Eing, or Eing, then Ring. Like, it needs to be one smooth rotation with your RE, and you'll see every good Akali, they'll press it. It's guaranteed, it's not going to miss. It's like the same as a Lee Sin RQ. You R, and before they, like, you literally can throw Q as they're in air, and you just spam it, right? In the exact same direction. It needs to be coming off of your fingertips, like butter. There needs to be no hesitation. Coming out. Map state's in a pretty good spot. We're sitting with, we're actually down 600 gold. Jesus Christ. What the hell is it even gold? Top's even. Kindred's up CS, mid's up CS, bot's down a little bit. I guess the whole top lane tower, the plates, and the fate and the bounty from FAKER. Ultimate's up in 15 seconds. We have Ignite and a 2-level advantage. Looks like Gwen's hard committing topside. And also one thing I'm super excited for coming up, new champion. And guess what? It's a mid lane. It's a mid lane marksman. There's one reason why, there we go, there's the combo again. There's one reason why Riot doesn't want Lucian or Tristan in mid lane. And it's because their new assassin / mid lane marksman is coming out and they don't want these champions having overlapping roles. I know exactly why Riot Games wants to get rid of Lucian and Trist and all these AD marksmans from mid, because they have a new champion coming out. I think it's called Akshan or Ashkan or Ashkan. It's something like that. And it's a really cool guy. He has like ropes attached to a crossbow or something. He's going to be hitting terrain and moving around and tumbling. It kind of gives me like, I don't know what it's, it kind of gives me like Vayne Lucian vibes or something. We'll see. It's going to be exciting. I can't wait for some of these top tier caliber play. I always love watching like Caps and FAKER and that. When their new champion comes out and they just start spamming, I can just see them learning. It's super exciting stuff. And it gives me another champion that I can start inting on and aspiring to be the best. As we have no teleport. And we're just going to have to walk damn back. We got 8 stacks on the Dark Seal. Wouldn't surprise me if it's going to be a Magi's enemy team takes the gold lead. I'm not too worried this game. Rocket Belt. Into the Shroud. Looking for the E. E lands. One more Q gets it. Shut down. Not sure how it's a shutdown, but it is. And FAKER picks it up. Enemy Viego picks up the Divine Sundra. At the moment, Viego seems like a pretty solid mid laner. Like, they're trying to nerf solo lane Viego. They're trying to position it towards the jungler, but a lot of the high elo mids are still spamming Viego. They normally go Divine Sundra, Blade of the Ruin King into either Sterax or Death Dance. And it is a very aggressive champion. You guys remember when Akali Qs healed you for like 30% health? And a W you couldn't get targeted under towers? Yeah, good one, right? What a bloody champ that they thought they were releasing. Like, I don't know what goes through their minds over that. 7-2, big old bounty on our head, heading back to base now. I don't think we got enough for Magi's, do we? Morello, straight up purchase. I like early Morellos. I don't care what anyone says. In the game at the moment, there's so much healing. I think the value you get from Morello is... you can't match it with any other item at 2. Viego, Aphelios, Nidalee, Gwen. It's just... It's a no-brainer, don't you think? I think it is. I think people underestimate the power of Morello and anti-heal in these mid-game fights. 1 Q to rule them all. 10 CS per minute. Now, third item is either going to be all in. R2, God, the champion is so bloody clean to watch. Here comes the Gwen. We have the anti-heal, we have E2. I don't think we're going to take it, just chilling. Let his team do the work. Sit on the outskirts. E? Damn, I wish we had a Magi's. That's the 9th kill of the game. Oh, Kindred playing absolutely out of her mind. I think the third item, I think we should go Magi's, and then it's going to be situational, either Hourglass or Demonic. I personally like Hourglass. It's always going to be valuable. Maybe Stopwatch into Demonic and then see. Nautilus steals that kill away. Come on, Viego. You want some? 3 level advantage, by the way. The next patch, I mean, Akali's still going to have a shit ton of damage in a kit, remember? She's just going to be a little less smooth and a little bit... Oh! This is not going to end well for them. We get an absolutely terrific double kill. Faker plant... Did he get speared? What the hell was that? Then he get... that. I thought that was going to be a Medjai's buy, but now... And then looking at Viego items, it's... probably a new build that I'm going to have to do a video on. 5 Dorans and a tier. And Faker. He's going to work towards the Demonic Embrace. He wants to get beefy. He wants to win those duels. I mean, if you're teleport, I reckon get Howard and run it. Enemy team just doesn't seem to be well synergized. They're falling apart. I hate plays like this Viego. Look at the gold. It's 600 gold lead. That's nothing. It's literally nothing. And the Viego sells items. And it's not going to allow Gwen or it's not going to let anyone try and carry the game. Like, this is the one thing I hate about playing in Korea and why I think it's one of the most disgustingly toxic servers is this happens so often. If one specific player can't carry, everybody, like, they just don't allow anybody to try and carry the game and it's over. And now they pick up the Herald, they're going to group, and they're probably going to go for the end. Viego's left base, sold his items, is irrelevant now. Please go and kill him, Faker. Punish him for what he's doing. Good flash and heal by the Aphelios. Pfft. Good one, brother. Faker with the Penguin Davimo. Nice, man. I love it. 12th kill. I'm going to go through and pick up the Viego in the bot lane, I reckon. Demonic probably completed. And what I think, like, man, I don't like to complain about being a streamer or whatnot, but, like, I can't even play the game these days. I get sniped by people and they just troll me for attention. It makes it impossible for me to play. There generally needs to be some writers on, like, I don't know how much money they have. But, like, surely some even community people, like, I would do it for, like, an hour or two on the weekends where I just go over some of the games where people have been manually reported in high elo. And I'll just make sure high elo is pure. Because everyone aspires to be high elo because that's where they want the games to be high quality. That's where they expect, you know, there's going to be this, it's like heaven, man. You arrive in a high elo, like above masters or whatnot, and you're just like, okay, here we go. These are the good games. But then the reality is it's full of trolls who don't get punished. If they don't type, they don't get banned, and there's no one overlooking it. It would just be nice for some, like, just to have some type of oversight to make sure that the top ladders of each server is clean. And it wouldn't take bloody much. It just takes right games to put some trust in people like me or other people in the community. Because obviously I could abuse it and I could just go around banning people I don't like or whatnot. I guess that's the downfall. So yeah, I don't know, man. This type of stuff just pisses me off, really. And it happens in every server at every high level game. But I think EU and Korea, it happens the most. And that's it. We're gonna run through for the dub. Viego's ruined the game. Overall, though, still a beautiful performance by Faker. Get the 1v1, R2, and we are out. Just. And I think to finish this build off, we would have went Medjai's into probably a death cap. Void Staff if they had some tanks. And that's going to be it, guys. The enemy team's going to FF. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Bit of a yarn. We talked about a couple of points. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. And until next time, boys, I love you all. Catch you later. Peace.